Right, red penalty areas and yellow penalty areas. Do you know the difference between the two and what the options are available to you? If you don't, make sure you watch this video. We're going to answer all the questions you might have around penalty areas, the options you have, how to drop the ball, the penalty shots, all the things you need to know with the help of our resident rules expert, Fergus Bisset. We're here at the amazing new course at Trump International Golf Links. Let's get into it. Right, so Fergus, we're talking everything golfers need to know about penalty areas. And we're on the 15th hole here, Trump International, the new course. And you can see down this hole, we've got this area, which has these lovely red stakes down them. And then a bit further on, we've got some yellow stakes. So my ball has finished just in here, in this red staked penalty area.
Yep.
Talk through, what are my options in this situation?
Okay, well, red and yellow penalty areas, there is a difference.
Yeah.
So in this instance, you're going to have 4 options. First option, which would be the same in red or yellow, is you can have a go at playing it. Now, in this case, you might, because you are above ground. There's nothing to stop you. If you think it's safe and practical and reasonable to do so, go and have an attempt at smacking it out of there.
Okay.
You could even do it if it was in the water. If it was underwater, you can still have a go if you fancy it.
Interesting.
But you might not fancy that. You have 3 penalty options.
Okay.
On a penalty of 1 stroke. The first is, as you would have anywhere, a stroke and distance option. You could go back to where you've played that previous shot from into here, and under rule 14.6, you can take stroke and distance relief, drop as near as possible to the spot where you originally played the shot from. You've got 1 club length around that, no closer to the hole, and you could play it again from there.
And if it was my tee shot, I'd go, so say I put my tee shot into here, I'd be re-teeing.
Back to the tee and playing 3 off the tee. That's option 1. Option 2, you can take a back on the line relief. You can take a back on the line drop. Now, flag's over there.
Yeah.
Straight line, you can go back from that spot where you've crossed the penalty area line.
Yeah.
As far as you like, in a straight line, you'd be able to get back to the fairway in this instance.
Yeah.
And then you create a relief area where you drop the ball, 1 club length in a full circle around that, and it can end up a bit closer to the hole than where you actually drop it there, because it's no closer than where it went into the
Very good
penalty
point.
area.
Yeah.
Final option, lateral relief. And that's a 2 club length drop from the point where it crossed into the penalty area.
Okay.
So roughly from just where you're standing, I would guess, you would mark a spot with a tee, measure out 2 club lengths, and you can drop within that area, no closer to where it went into the penalty area. And those are your penalty options. So play it or those 3 penalty options.
Very interesting. Now, just talk me through the scenario if I do decide to play this shot.
Right.
Am I allowed to ground my club? Am I allowed to have practice swings? What am I allowed to do in this situation?
In the old days, you wouldn't have been allowed to have a practice swing or ground your club. But since 2019, you can. Yeah, just the same as if you were in the rough here. You could have a swing in the area beside it. You can get the club down behind the ball. Got to be careful though, because you can't move. If the ball moves, you're breaking rule 9, and you're going to end up incurring a penalty shot. And in an area like this, you'd have to be a bit careful, I would say.
Yeah.
But you know, you also mustn't improve your lie at all. So if you're hacking about and you're doing anything that could sort of improve the situation of your next stroke, that would be a penalty as well. So you can ground the club, can take a practice swing, but be a bit careful when you do so.
Okay, and just lastly, I think I certainly get confused about this, is if I was to decide to play this shot and I don't make a very good fist of it and it goes in the stream up there within the same red penalty area.
Okay.
My ball is in a worse position.
Right.
I can't play it from there. What do I do then?
Okay, so if it's just stayed in the penalty area, then your options are, you can either drop it again, stroke and distance in the penalty area in the same spot.
Right.
You still have the options of back on the line relief and lateral drop.
From here or from where?
Well, if it's stayed in the penalty area, it's still here, because your reference point is still the point where it last crossed into the penalty area.
Okay.
You do have another option. You could decide, I've had enough of it in this penalty area now.
Yeah.
I'm going to, with an extra penalty shot, go and drop it again back.
So say I hit my tee shot into here, had a swipe at it, didn't get it out.
Yeah.
I would then go back to the tee and play four.
Correct.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Interestingly, if you had hit a shot that had gone out of the penalty area, but then come back into the penalty area, you've got a new reference point.
Okay.
So your stroke, your on the line relief and your lateral relief, it would now be based on where you've gone back into the penalty.
Yeah, so say I hit this shot and it just hit that bank outside the penalty area up there and then conceivably kick back in.
Yeah.
That would be my new reference point up there.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know. Well, there's lots of things to think about there. I think it's about time I made a decision on what I'm going to do with this particular shot. I think I'm going to have a go at it because why not? It's definitely playable and hopefully we can get it out of the penalty area and not in that other penalty area, which we're going to go and talk about in a minute. So, wish me luck. Oh no, Fergus. I'm in the same penalty area.
Still in the same penalty area, so there you go. We know now what your options are. You can either drop it again and try again, or back on the line relief from this spot again with another penalty.
Another penalty shot. So there you go. Hopefully that clears up any confusion around what you can and can't do in a red penalty area. And if you do find one, like I did, hopefully you make a better job of it than I do. Just taking a break from this short video to encourage you to like the video if you do like it, and let us know in the comments if you have any questions, because Fergus, you're going to answer them for us. Is that all right?
I will certainly attempt it.
Because I know a lot of you have questions about the rules of golf and it can be confusing. There's a lot of nuance to it. So hopefully if any of the questions that you've got around penalty areas haven't been answered in this video, get in the comments and I'll get Fergus to answer them. And make sure you subscribe to the channel as well so you don't miss any of our other rules videos. Right, back to it. Right, Fergus, I'm having a torrid time today. I found another penalty area, but this one is slightly different. As we can see, my ball is just in the stream here, but it is in a yellow penalty area.
Yep.
There's clearly a difference because they're different colours.
Yeah.
How do they differ in terms of the options that are available to me?
There's one key difference with the yellow penalty area. Now you've got the same options that we discussed in the red penalty area to a point. There's one key thing that you can't do. So you can play it. All of this is covered in Rule 17. If you fancy, I mean, John van der Velde springs to mind, going down and having a look whether he could get it out of the Barry Burn. That looks to me like you might not be able to get it out, but if you feel brave enough, you can go and have a go at it, even though it's in the water. The two options under penalty that you have in a yellow penalty area are the stroke and distance relief, going back to where you played the last shot from, and taking a drop as close to that point as you can, no closer to the hole than you were originally. And you can take the back on the line relief. So from where the ball crossed the penalty, so not where the ball is, but where it crossed the line of the penalty area and the flag there, keeping those in the line, you can go back as far as you would like, and you could find a nice spot on the fairway there and take a drop within a club length of where you drop the ball. That becomes your reference point. The key thing that you can't do in a yellow penalty area compared to the red penalty area is take the lateral 2 club length relief. You can't pick your spot where you cross the penalty area line and take 2 club lengths. Not allowed in a yellow penalty area, as it is in a red penalty area.
I think that's obviously the key distinction, and maybe it's the thing where a lot of golfers potentially get confused in terms of their options.
Yeah.
One final thing on a yellow penalty area. So say, for example, my ball was coming in from this way, it pitches on the bank of just above those rocks there, outside of the yellow penalty area, drops back in the penalty area, up against those rocks to a point where I can't play it.
Right.
Presumably, am I allowed to drop it up there because it's landed on the other side of the penalty area, not in the penalty area? What are my options there?
You might think that you would be able to do that, but this is where the lateral relief is not allowed. So you can't take lateral relief on that side as you would be able to in a red penalty area. If you could take lateral relief 2 club lengths in a red penalty area, no closer to the hole, you could do that.
Okay.
But in a yellow penalty area, I'm afraid not. If it's unplayable and you can't play it, your only options are to go back, stroke and distance relief to where you played that original shot from, or to take the point where it crossed into the penalty area and back on a line with the flag.
Right.
And I think in this instance that would be your best option, back to the fairway over there.
I agree. I think, as you can see, my ball is in the water, so my best option I think is to go back on line from the pin under a 1-shot penalty. Now Fergus, another thing that I think would help golfers out if they do find their ball in the penalty area like I have here is the ability to move the posts. Now we know out of bounds posts are sort of an integral part of the course, you're not allowed to touch those, but what about penalty area posts like we've got here?
You can move that post. If it's in your way, if it's affecting your stance, your swing or the lie of the ball.
It absolutely is.
You can move it.
So I'm allowed to take that out,
yep.
Get rid of it.
Play your shot and then pop it back when you're finished.
Not having any issues with penalties.
No penalty.
There we go. Well, that's actually helped me out quite a lot. Let's see if we can make the most of it. I'm allowed to grab my club as well.
You are. Ah, look at that.
And we're out chasing towards the green.
You're on, yeah, perfect.
Look at that.
Superb.
So there you go. Use the rules to your advantage. If you're impeded by a red or yellow penalty area post, you're allowed to take it out, and hopefully that will help you improve your stroke. So hopefully you found that information useful, and as I said before, get in the comments down below if you've got any questions. I'll get Fergus to answer them, but hopefully that gives you all the information you need about penalty areas, red ones, yellow ones, the dropping options you have available to you, the extra option in a red penalty area, and also what you need to do if you have a go at it in a penalty area and don't get out. It's giving you all the information you need. That's all from me and Fergus here at Trump International Golf Links. We'll see you next time.